Hey guys, Geno Zero, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. That's all you're getting because I'm tired. Whatever part of the world that you are in. Okay, we are working deer hides today. We are wet scraping hair off of the hides, and I will show you a little bit about the process that I am using. Please remember, this is not a how-to. This is a I'm not recommending you do this, nor am I not recommending you do this. This is just what I'm doing. I've got a rubber trash can here, and inside it we've got water with just regular lime in it, barnyard lime, hydrated lime, just the stuff that you get at your local hillbilly store for your barn lime, whatever. Last year I tried to use lye and use some wood ash and water mixture. I never could get my mixture right, and I never could get it to work, and I ended up ruining a couple of my hides. So this year I'm using lime, and this makes the water the alkalinity of the water go way up, and it helps loosen the hair so that you can scrape it off while it's wet. So remember that this you can get chemical burns, so please use protective gloves when you go to move your hides out and you're messing with them in this water and you're scraping it off. I would use a plastic apron, but I don't have one, and I probably should have eye protection of some sort on, but you know, my eyes don't work that well anyway, so whatever. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to pull out the hide, and we're going to see if we can easily remove some hair to see if it's ready to be pulled out. These have been in here for a couple of days. This is the third day actually, and depending on the weather, see how that hair is coming right out, so we're going to pull this hide out. Depending on the weather, if the weather's warmer, it may take 2 days, 3 days. If it's cold, then it may take 3 or 4 days of soaking it. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of rinse some of this out, and I'm going to hang this up and let it drip dry for a few minutes just to kind of get some of that stuff out and let it drip. So we're going to let it drip here for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get back with you when I take it over and start scraping it. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, we are going to now, we just brought the hide back over here to our fleshing beam. I just use my regular fleshing knife for this. It's been working really good for scraping the hair off. Again, I will reiterate that this is a pretty nasty, dirty job. You're going to get wet. You're going to stink like, rotten, dead deer effluents at some point. But you can see that the hair will push right off. There may be some spots that you come across that are a little bit different. When this hide was in the water, if it had a fold somewhere and the lye solution wasn't able to penetrate, it may be a little bit more work to get the hair off of a particular spot, but you can scrape the hair off. Once you get the hair off, on top of the skin, there's a little layer called the dermis layer. Some folks call it the grain, some dudes call it the dermis. But you can scrape it, and you can see that it's pretty much this little yellow slimy stuff like this. You want to get that off of the top layer. That's what holds the hair in. And you want to try to get as much of that off as well along with the hair as you can, so that it does not impede your brains whenever you start soaking it in your brains or your eggs or whatever it is that you're using to tan the hide. And we will get into that in the next video when we start doing ours. So all we do now is we'll go over the whole hide with this and scrape off the hair. And it's a pretty tedious process, and some of it can be pretty, it can be pretty hard work. Anybody who ever said that working these hides from start to finish, whoever said it was an easy thing, was full of crap. It's not. Some places, it will be difficult and it will be a lot of work, but the end product is going to be worth it. So what we do now is we're just going to clean it off, scrape the hair, and then we will go to the next step after we get through removing the hair. So I will see you guys in, I don't know, a little bit. This process for some dudes who are really good at it and have done it a lot, it could take 15-20 minutes. For dudes like me who are still learning and not real good at it, it could take 17 hours, who knows. So it's but don't get in a hurry. You don't want to rip any more holes in your hide than what you already have. You're not going to win a special prize if you're the first one on the creek that got your hide done, that kind of stuff. Take your time, and try to do the best job that you can and remove your hair and your dermis layer, and then we will see you at the next step. Okay guys, so now we have got our skin de-haired, and I want to mention too, I don't know what the exact ratio of lime to water is. I put in probably close to 5 or 6 gallons of water, maybe a little bit more, and there was probably a pound maybe, or a pound and a half total of lime. I wanted to make it pretty strong just to make sure that it worked. So take it for what it's worth. If you're interested in doing it, by all means take some time and do a little bit of research on it. Now I have 2 buckets here. The first bucket has got a little bit of dish soap in it and a little bit of vinegar, because keep in mind, those skins, when you bring them up, have still got the high alkalinity in it from the lime solution. So you can put it into a little bit of water with some vinegar, and that will bring it back to the pH normalcy that you need. Science! So we let it soak in here for about a half an hour or so. This one's been soaking for probably 45 minutes or so, and it's okay. So we're just going to bring it out, kind of give it a quick squeezing. It'll feel like a chamois cloth for like when you wash your cars. It's going to feel like a chamois, and that's exactly what you want. So we're just going to kind of give it a quick rinse and squeeze out some of that extra water. And if you do it like I do, you know, you want to make sure you drop your skin on the ground about 5 or 6 times to get it good and dirty, so you really need that soap in there. And then I will just take it over here to a rinse bucket that's just got regular clean water in it, and give it a final rinse. And may let it soak in here for a couple of minutes just to let it rinse out. And then I will just hang it up someplace to drip dry. Open this away. We'll just let it drip dry, and what we have here is rawhide. So if you get to this point and you kind of run out of time, or you don't have any more time to mess with it, you can leave this. Rawhide will keep for a while. You can roll it up, put it in your freezer until you get ready to tan it or whatever, but you want it to be dry. We will hang these here and there and everywhere until they dry out, until we get all of our rawhides ready to brain tan. So some of these are going to be really, really dry by the time we get around to tanning, and we'll just soak them in regular water again to get them soft. This is still a little bit wet, but you want it to be just a little bit damp when you hit them with the brains, but we'll get into that in the next video. For right now, this is going to be it on this one. This is now cleaned and fleshed rawhide. If you notice some places where you didn't get all of the dermis off, or you missed some places that when you were fleshing, it's okay. This stuff is really forgiving. You can feel free, as it's drying, to go back around and check it and stretch it and peel off any places that you feel that you missed, and kind of give it a good going over, because rawhide can be worked pretty easily. But once you tan it, then you can never go back to the rawhide stage. It'll be tan from there on out. So right now is the time to mess around with it and feel it and all that kind of stuff. And it feels just like a chamois cloth does when you wash your car. So we'll let these dry out, and I'll finish up the other hides that I have to do. And then tomorrow or the next day, when we get around to it, we will start the brain tanning process. So I hope this helps. Like I said, I'm not an expert. This is just how I do it. I'm not a crazy mountain man dude or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just a regular dude who is making some buckskin. So hope it helps. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for watching. God bless. And the end. Buzz, buzz, the end.